Good morning. So, past couple of mornings, I've been having a really challenging time waking up, meaning that, when we first wake up, we're not really aware of what's going on around us, or, we just wake up, and sometimes we wake up on the wrong side of the bed, or all of a sudden we're flooded, like me this morning, with thoughts. And I've had a lot of things going on in my life lately that are pretty big deals. And, during my waking time, these are challenges to, stay positive. And these are issues that are bringing up things that need to be worked on in my life. So to wake up these past couple of mornings and have just an overwhelming sense of panic or overwhelm. I guess it's overwhelm that kind of leads into the panic. And it makes me not want to wake up. I don't want to deal with this again today. And I think that this is quite common for a lot of people until you get up and you start moving, you start going throughout your day. But the thing is that for me, it is like when I wake up with that type of feeling, it sets the tone for the rest of the day. So naturally, of course, I don't want to be upset for the rest of my day or feel like I'm overwhelmed and and on edge, I'd rather feel energized and happy and flowy. And so this morning I've gone ahead and I've put on, my stress away oil to help me with the, the adrenaline response that's going on with the feeling of overwhelm and, putting on some Bergamot on the heart to help with joy, and that aroma sees. Oh my gosh, that thing is awesome. I had pain in the back of my neck and down my back, and that has really helped. So I decided, okay, go ahead and put those oils on and let's get back to center. Let's go ahead and change the energy. So after putting on those oils, I came outside with my coffee after my dog decided to push me into the pool this morning. And just kind of share with you what I'm going through and what I do to kind of help change that. So after I just put on the oils and everything like that, come outside with the coffee, kind of breathe, take in the environment, what it looks like, and kind of go, I want to say into a meditative state, but just more like in a relaxed state, and be able to look at the emotions that I'm having. Because when we are overwhelmed and we are panicked, we start to have emotions, and we don't deal with those emotions because the emotions don't feel good. We never were taught how to recognize them or understand them. But, in my line of work, I'm always talking about emotions. It's your body's way of communicating to you that something is not in alignment with your heart or your soul. And so it's best to look at these things. Once you start looking at them, you can start healing them. So for me, looking at the overwhelm and the different things that are going on in my life at this moment, looking at, okay, well, what is it bringing up? Okay. So, being able to recognize what the emotion is, where is it coming from, and being able to say, okay, so you feel that way, getting in touch with it, and then letting it go. understanding that it's only there to communicate something to you. It isn't there to harm you for the rest of the day. So one of the things that's overwhelming me is an unknown that's happening to a family member. And it's kind of scary because we got to wait for tests to be run, and then the results, and then what are we going to do about it? So, you know, just got that news. So, you know, letting that kind of sink in. So, you know, it's the fear of the unknown. Well, what's the unknown? Well, is this a really detrimental thing, you know, or is it just going to be a whole lifestyle change? You know, how impactful is it going to be? And knowing that this whole person's life is going to change. And so for me, it brings up the struggle, and how is that going to affect that person? And I have an idea of already how it's going to affect that person. So how is it going to affect me? So then being able to see how I feel, and it's fear, you know. So fear is just an unexplained emotion. It's being vulnerable. For many of you, you know how I was raised, and being vulnerable was not something I liked to have been. I was a very strong person. I kept things inside. And as I've gotten older, I've become more and more transparent, more vulnerable, to let people see, because I think that this helps other people in their life. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help other people. So so getting in touch with that vulnerability and going in and recognizing that no matter how vulnerable I am, nothing changes. I'm still right here, living this life, breathing this air. And I have a choice to let this vulnerability consume me, or I have a choice to embrace it and understand and learn what this vulnerability is doing. What is it bringing up? What is it allowing me to heal? And it's interesting because the other situation that's going on in my life that's pretty overwhelming is also making me surrender to the vulnerability. Because so I guess for the next while, I don't want to put a time frame on it, but I'm working with vulnerability and what it feels to be vulnerable, and what are the lies that are with that vulnerability. You know, if I'm vulnerable, I'm gonna get hurt. If I'm vulnerable, other people are gonna hurt me. If I'm vulnerable, you know, vulnerability has been such a negative statement in my life, so a negative belief. So being able to get into that feeling, be vulnerable, and realize that everything that I thought about being vulnerable is actually not true, and that being vulnerable can be very beautiful, because when you're vulnerable, you can let other people in to come up alongside you and support you. Friendships can get deeper. Your connection with yourself can get deeper. You get to heal more of that inner child inside. I mean, there's just so many benefits. So I just wanted to take the time, and so did Max, wanted to take the time to share that with you, that in the morning when you get up and you're feeling overwhelmed, powerless, panicky, on the wrong foot, you know, waking up on the wrong side of the bed, you know, to take the time to just 5 minutes to get in touch with, okay, what is my body trying to tell me? What am I really feeling? And the more you get in touch with it, the more you deal with it, the less it's going to happen because you're healing it. So I hope that this was helpful in some ways. And I wish you all a blessed and happy, fun, joyous Saturday. Bye.